So. Hey, Megan.
Oh, hey, Abby.
Hey, what are you doing today? Are you cooking with the boys?
We are. It's kind of a snowy day here in Massachusetts, so we thought we'd dream of faraway places and do some cooking.
Yeah, I thought so. Megan and I talked earlier in the week, and we thought it would be super fun to do recipes. Um, well, the Asian pork dumplings, we don't have a trip planned to Asia yet, but we do have a trip planned, we hope, in 2022 to Morocco. So the
That's right.
Moroccan
Also, dumplings are a favorite of Henry's, so we thought we'd,
it's like a win-win.
yeah.
Megan's here with her kids, Calvin and Henry, and I have a friend Tana here who might help us with our pork dumplings. And we're gonna start with Moroccan lamb tagine. I am gonna use chicken just because I've been making so much lamb, but you're gonna use lamb, correct?
Correct. I have the lamb all set.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna start by browning it, and we'll put a little bit of the oil in the pan, and what you do is you're going to brown it just about 4 minutes per batch.
Okay.
And so it gets
Want to light this one?
here.
Wait, can I?
We'll have Henry do it first because he's done before, but you can do the next one. The front, yeah, it's a pretty good one.
And I bet this is something good the boys can help you with, Megan.
Yes. Henry's been practicing his stove skills, so he just lit the stove for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so great when they can really start to cook.
Definitely.
Maybe just make you dinner and you can sit back and relax, read a book.
Sounds good to me. Well, Henry's and Calvin have been making us breakfast, so
Yeah.
poached eggs and coffee. So
I made the coffee and
yep, Calvin did the coffee.
Eggs.
French press, no less, and Henry did poached eggs. So win-win.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we just we go to our friend Thomas for French croissants every Sunday.
Oh, nice.
When Maggie was home, she was making us dinner, and she was making those burrito tacos.
Yes, which sound amazing. I've seen some pictures of Maggie's cooking, and I can't wait to experience it in real time.
I know, we're gonna have to make those tacos. They're a little absolutely insanely delicious.
Yeah.
So what I would do is we'll put a little bit of oil into the pan, and we'll just brown the meat.
Okay.
It sounds a little loud on tape, but once we get the liquids in there, it'll be okay. But you can see, if you're looking at how to do the recipe, you can see everything from above. So I salted my chicken as well. I'm going to put some olive oil in my Dutch oven. I do have a beautiful tagine, which I can show you all, but it doesn't seem to hold enough liquid for this big a recipe. But the tagines are vessels that are like a triangle, and typically the heat goes up in them, and the condensation coming down, that's what helps to stew your meats and your vegetables. And they were made out of clay, so I'm excited when we go to Morocco. I'm sure I'm going to bring one of those home.
Yes.
And my suitcases of spices. So, like I said, I use chicken. So I'm just going to stick the chicken in here. I salted it.
What did you say, about 4 minutes to brown it, or?
Well, yeah, depending on how thick your lamb is.
Yeah.
Remember, your meat is going to cook through in the sauce. So you're not trying to cook it in its entirety. You just want to make sure it gets browned.
Okay.
And so don't crowd your pan. Like you can see from above.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll have to do this in 2 batches too.
Sounds good.
Sorry, Megan, our guest Tana. I didn't tell Tana we were doing this. So
Oh,
it's a big
love it.
cooking surprise. Yeah. So one of the biggest things that is that people often are not very patient, and so they don't like to brown, and they move it around the pan too fast. And
I've been guilty of that, I think.
well, you shouldn't do that because
I know.
you're tasting the flavor. You have to be patient.
I know.
We've got a lot of time. All we have is time right now, Megan.
That's right.
Yeah, so once you start seeing it get brown, oh, you know what I need? Can you push that button for me? At the coffee pot, the right-hand button.
Water?
Yeah. We're gonna add some chicken stock. Do you have your chicken stock, Megan?
I do.
Okay, I'm just gonna hop off camera for a second.
Got my chicken stock.
You know what? I'll show you what I do. I do those in a pork container. So I hop on and off now because during COVID I often don't have an assistant here, and my studio is behind me. But when we started cooking for the cooking shows, we thought, oh, it makes sense to be in the kitchen, and then we got this overhead camera for our TV show, Bringing the World to Your Table, and so it's been a win-win.
Yeah.
So Henry, how's the meat coming?
It's definitely browning. I'd say maybe a bit more time. It's browned on one side, not all of them though.
It will take a minute, but it's so worth it. Then you get those brown bits that give you so much flavor. And I always say too, if you need to add a little extra oil, go ahead and do that. Don't worry about that.
Thanks. The best advice is to put it in and then give it a couple minutes to.
You have to be really patient, guys. It's like when you're waiting for a new Mario Kart game to come out.
Good analogy, Abby.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much just a couple of weeks ago.
But it was hard waiting. It was, you know us.
Waiting is the hardest part, as Tom Petty used to say.
That's right.
The mornings are good.
Okay, so just for our viewers, it takes, I would do it like on a medium heat. You want the heat, but you don't want to burn your meat. And if you've got an electric stove, medium's a good, I don't know what you say. A good
The one that.
on the dial. Setting. What did you get there? Okay, so moving ahead, while our meat is just cooking, let's just quickly go through the ingredients. It's 3/4 cup of dried chickpeas, which I think, if you don't have chickpeas, you can use canned. I think you had fresh, did you?
Henry's going to be my recipe guy, so he's going over it with you.
Okay. Then 5 cloves of garlic, 2 whole and 3 chopped. I'm just actually using very fine minced garlic.
Okay, we did ours.
1 large cinnamon stick broken in half.
I'll do that.
2 tablespoons of the olive oil. Kosher salt and freshly ground pepper. 1 large onion.
Mhm.
5 teaspoons of Ras El Hanout, make a spice blend. And if you don't have that, you
Yeah.
which I think you did, Megan, right?
Right. I didn't have it, so I looked it up to see kind of what it was made of and then what some substitutes would be. And I happen to have all the ingredients, so I thought I would go with that. So where I had looked up a substitute, it had said to use paprika, coriander, a pinch of saffron, and paprika, coriander, pinch of saffron. Oh, and ginger. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're gonna put ginger in the recipe as well. So, you know,
Yes.
Moroccans use Ras El Hanout and the Indians use garam masala, so it's very similar.
Yeah, that was interesting to learn.
So, Megan, we were
Yeah,
talking
I'm not controlling it.
our recipes, right? You and I were talking, and there's something between even the Asian and the Moroccan.
But it's always like you can tell slightly the difference.
Yeah, it's like a little different. They use. All right,
Huh?
how's your lamb, Megan?
What's that?
How's your lamb?
It's good. I'm taking out my first batch and I'm gonna brown my second.
Okay. So my chicken is browned. You see on the overhead camera. I'm thinking that we're probably almost out of gas here. Okay. All right. So then, meanwhile, what we're gonna do is we are going to add the chopped garlic. The next step. I'll just go over the next step. We're gonna add the garlic, the Ras El Hanout, and the ginger, and we're gonna stir it around for about 1 minute, and then we're gonna add the tomatoes and the lamb.
Okay, add the lamb back in then.
Yeah, but wait, first before you do that, you're gonna season your pan with the ginger and the garlic.
Okay, then we'll add the.
I'm gonna add a little bit of nutmeg because I love nutmeg. So I use the fresh nutmeg, and I just
Oh, I know. It's so delicious.
it is. I got anything in every dish. So I'm putting some in my pan because I want all
Putting
that.
nutmeg in your pan?
What?
You're putting nutmeg in your pan?
I am a little bit because that would be in um, the Ras El Hanout, and I just want to bring out the flavor of it
Oh, okay.
because I love nutmeg.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. That's just me.
Oh, okay.
I have to say too, you know, like when we're talking, a recipe is just a guide, and I always add like a little bit more of the spices I like,
Uh-huh.
depending on what we're making.
Makes sense.
Okay, so now I'm gonna put in my ginger. My garlic. Hold on for a second so you can hear me. And you just mix that around after you get meat ready. Huh? Oh, I know. Smells so. It's. I wish there was smell-o-vision, don't you, Megan?
What's that?
I wish there was smell-o-vision.
I know.
Okay, so some tips here for this recipe Okay, we're gonna add tomatoes in, but you know what I'm also gonna do? I think I'm missing a paragraph here, but I'm also gonna say while we're sautéing our garlic and our ginger, let's add our onions into saute.
Oh yeah, I think they said to, I think the onions go in first, right?
Yeah, I add them in the garlic and the I put the garlic, the ginger, and the spices in, and then I add my onions
Okay,
so that they kind of saute in those spices.
okay,
Yeah, what you usually do is you usually use the ingredients in the order that it's written
okay.
in terms of building the um, tagine or soup or anything. But the reason they tell you in this recipe the chickpeas first, that's because you typically have to soak them overnight. So
Mhm.
I always tell people make sure you read through the recipe because if you didn't have canned chickpeas, it's not going to change anyone's life if you don't use them.
Right.
The real chickpeas and you want to use them, you're going to need that time.
Yeah. What I like to do is, and that's what my chickpeas are a result of, is I will buy a large quantity of dried beans and then I will cook them and then I will freeze them in like individual containers. So that's what, these are beans that I had cooked previously and then froze and defrosted for the recipe.
Oh, that's awesome. I even had some dried chickpeas. I just didn't do it that we had brought back from Italy.
Yeah, well, because that's what happens is I get the dried beans, but then I always forget about them until I'm ready to cook. So
Yeah.
I end up never using them. So that's my new goal.
I know. It smells so good. Does your house smell good?
Smells delicious. We're just finishing up browning our second batch of lamb, so we're haven't quite done our spices yet, and
That's okay. This next part goes pretty quick because, especially just for Henry and Calvin, the thing about the next few minutes or the next hour is that what's going to make it taste the best is going to be that it all is blending together and simmering. So good.
okay.
And just so you know, you don't put the chickpeas in until the very end.
Okay, because otherwise they would break down too much, right?
It'll become too mealy. All right, so I might be a little step ahead of you, which is okay, but my onions are nice and soft.
Okay, but you're saying I should put the garlic and the ginger.
That garlic, ginger, and your raw hanout, put that in.
Yeah.
And then just push it around your pan with the onions then. Then add
Okay, so garlic.
Okay.
He's gonna be my helper. He's gonna put the garlic, all of it, in there. So the garlic. Yeah, here you can scrape it all out.
and then Megan,
Yeah.
remember with your tomatoes,
What's that?
with your canned tomatoes, you want to use the juice.
Okay, great. Okay, then you would do the ginger. There you go.
And I love tomatoes, so I think we're only supposed to add 1 can, but I'm going to add 2. I have the smaller can, so you could add 1 28-ounce can.
Okay, yeah, that's what I have. I have a.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. Okay, and then
You can see from above, I just went at one step. All I did was I added my back in. And you're gonna bring your temperature
should we get it all in the pot? All of it, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put it in this thing.
don't add your chickpeas or your apricots until the very end. And also
Okay.
with your cilantro.
Nice.
What should I do?
All right, well, soon you can do add the onions in while Calvin's.
When you put tomatoes and you get that simmering, put your cinnamon.
Okay, put my cinnamon stick in with that. Okay.
You can also put it in with, you can do it two ways. You can put it down, or go ahead and, you can always throw it in when you're putting your garlic, ginger, and spices in too.
Now, after you added the onions, did you add more salt and pepper or?
I
No.
won't do that until the end.
Okay. Now you guys can stir it gently and get it all. Oh.
And in about half an hour, I'll taste the broth and see what I think.
Okay.
Always taste, as you go. I always tell
Yeah.
people, before Henry and Calvin, to always taste things before you serve them. Need a little bit more spice.
Oh, it's starting to smell good. The onions and the garlic, ginger, and the spice is in there.
Okay, it's looking yummy. It got kind of snappy.
Keep the big with the little
Then what you're going to do is you want to bring that to a boil.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm gonna let my onions cook down a little bit.
Down the onions.
Gonna let the onions cook down.
Yeah, go at your own pace.
Okay.
Just trying to keep it for our viewers to see the above camera, so I keep it moving.
Oh yeah. Wow, that looks great.
Yeah, and I haven't even added in the 2.5 cups of what I call nectar of the gods, which is chicken stock. If you drink, there's a rumor flying about that drinking a cup of chicken stock in the morning is like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, like the bone broth and stuff. So good for you.
They my stepdad had kidney stones and had to go on a special diet, and one of the things that he had to do was drink chicken broth every morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I was reading in some magazine. It's great. Like if Megan's a lot younger than me. For those viewers that are watching, and so as I am almost in middle age, I realized that you have some inflammation issues. At least I do, and I find that turmeric is great. Chicken stock, which is funny because sometimes chicken stock feels salty, but it's not. It's like one of the best things for you.
Yeah.
And also tomatoes. So these recipes that we do, I always do them. I always try to say like how healthy they are, unless I'm making my dirty dip. But this really is. This isn't any calories, really. I mean, this is the chicken.
Yeah.
Calories in the chickpeas, but it's all good stuff for you. You can't really go wrong here. The sauce, tomatoes, the
Yeah.
and what sweat off the onions and the chicken stock. You don't have any calories there really.
Yeah.
So Henry and Calvin,
Yeah.
do you know why you do things? Like, do you know why you sauteed your onions in the ginger and garlic and spices?
I don't know. Wait, why do we?
Well, so you're building flavor, right? Every time
Oh,
you add something or do anything related to the recipe, you're building flavor. And anytime you add heat to something, you release the flavor.
that makes sense.
Like once you start sauteing the onions, they really start to come alive and smell delicious.
Yeah.
So if you look above, you can see now I haven't put all my stock in because I had a little bit more than 2.5 cups, I think.
Okay.
I want to reduce my liquid right now because that's what's going to, reducing your liquid in the next hour is what's going to give you that amazing flavor.
Okay.
Thinner for your soup. If you don't have couscous, I would use rice or small noodles.
Okay, I have couscous. Actually, my favorite is the pearl couscous, which
Me
is
too.
the bigger one. That's
Oh,
my favorite.
yeah.
Actually, I like to keep it on hand because it's an easy
You can hear me.
it's an easy thing to.
I'm
How many
only
chickpeas left? But it's an easy thing to make to go. Like oftentimes, if we're having fish or something, it's a quick side or starch to have. That's
yeah. And it's good too, Megan. Is to like saute some onions, and even if you saute or do a mirepoix and do
Mhm.
celery and onions,
Yeah.
really yummy in couscous.
Well, that sounds good.
Okay, so for our viewers, just FYI, I'm going to turn this off here. I'm going to put this Dutch oven on my actual stove because then we're going to make the dumplings together.
Yeah. And I'm just waiting for my lamb and tomatoes and spices to come to a boil, and I'm gonna add my chicken stock, and then I'll be caught up with you. So.
No rush. I'm just going to move mine over.
Okay.
Dumplings.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yep. Can you very carefully?
Yes, my God. I should have these measuring cups against the
Mhm. Okay. Just a little bit more.
While you catch up for a minute, I'm just going to cut my apricots. Apricots.
Okay.
Okay. Should we cut them into? Wait, Abby.
Yeah.
Should we cut them into thirds?
What, Lovey?
What should we cut the? How? Should we like cut the apricots into thirds or like halves?
You know what? Can you see my camera above? What I would do is I would cut down the middle and then cut it in quarters.
Okay.
You want to cut them in first?
Bite size.
Okay. We're gonna have. I cut them in half, so the boys will work on cutting them into quarters. That's a good idea. Here, I'll give you. You need some. Here's your knives.
So the rule of thumb, Henry and Calvin, is that you always want, if you're doing
I'll
it.
show you. These are some. So the boys each have their own knife.
Oh, excellent.
And these are knives that I love. I think they were. I bought them at a kitchen supply store that were sold as like a picnic knife.
Yeah.
And they come with a guard, but they're a really nice size for a kid, but they still have some cutting power. So.
My new knife came with a cutting guard as well, and I almost chopped my finger off.
Oh well, don't do that, children.
How many do I?
Boys, when you hold your knife, do you know you choke your knife?
Let's cut them in half.
Yeah, cut each piece in half. Yep.
So I always, when I first started culinary school, I held my knife like this. You can see from above, and it
Oh.
gives you like a wobble. It's not
Yeah.
fair. So you're really supposed to hold your knife like choke it.
Uh huh.
And you have complete control.
Yeah.
And it takes 30 days to train your brain to do that. If you don't do it already.
Yeah.
But the other thing, guys, which I think the boys might find interesting, is in a commercial kitchen, sometimes the kitchens are really actually small, and you might have 6 people working in them. And so everything is always about safety. And what do you think are the 2 biggest injuries in a kitchen? Henry can say one and Calvin can say one.
Maybe one of them is holding a knife wrong. Getting
Or a knife injury. Yeah.
Yeah, knife injury.
All right. And Calvin and Henry?
And a burn.
And a burn. That's 2. And the other top injury is slipping like on on flour or sugar. That's why you mise out on the tray, because if you spill something, it spills on the tray and not the floor. That's one.
Fascinating.
When you
Makes sense.
like this, if you're walking through a kitchen,
We're gonna beat the egg.
you have to put it on your side, and you have to say knife, that you've got a knife in your hand. If you instead of going like this, you have holding your knife like this. When you what's it called? Touch your knife. What? Chunk your choke. I mean, sorry, choke your knife. Then your automatic response to go out instead of up because your muscle. So when you guys are cooking for mom and dad, and you decide to walk across the kitchen with a knife, you yell knife so that each of you know what's in the other's hand. And if you have a pot of hot water, you yell hot, moving, two. Anything like that because I do it in the grocery store too. I'll be like,
Safety first, right?
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna put my top on my Dutch oven.
Okay. And that other the other small thing, you want to come get a little water. So should we start to move our dumpling making things over?
Dumpling station, yes. So,
Okay.
Wait, what is?
You can write with, so maybe that would be a good time for.
Megan, how many dumplings are you gonna make?
As many as we can. Yes. Right on.
Like
So Henry's our dumpling expert here in this household.
Are you ringing your cabbage, Henry? I might have.
Here's our cabbage to be rung.
Okay. And I'm the coffee expertise.
So the boys used to, at school, they used to take Mandarin. And so one of the fun things that the teacher would do with them, kind of around the holidays, is they would make dumplings. And that was a really fun thing that they used to do.
Did one of them continue with Mandarin?
No, the current school doesn't have Mandarin, but maybe they could say a word or two for us.
Okay.
What do you remember? In honor, we just had the Lunar New Year, right?
Yeah, well, not, yeah, pretty recently.
Yeah.
I literally only remember, how to say I am super chicken.
Okay.
That's literally all I remember, so I guess you would want to hear that.
We'd love to hear that.
We wouldn't.
Love to hear it.
I want to know how to say I am super chicken.
You would not want to hear that.
I want to hear it.
Or hello. Calvin, I think you probably remember how to say hello.
We remember how to say that, but everyone knows.
Oh, well, I don't know. Can you tell me?
Oh.
That might be the only one I kind of remember.
Hello is ni hao, yeah. And then isn't that like a oh yeah. And no, I'm not gonna do that one. And I forget now I remember one other one.
Okay.
But
What is it? No? You remember how to count or something?
no, yeah.
Oh.
No, because
Right, before we cook, we'll make the dumpling.
So, yeah. So unfortunately, but it just goes to show, I mean,
You know, I mean, I wish I learned Chinese, but
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing and the characters are beautiful and yeah.
I'm just gonna go over our ingredients. Megan and I are using the kitchen recipe today, but I want to use, we'll do another show with Fuchsia Dunlap's recipe. It's just that Megan and I we're gonna get together and maybe for the show even, Megan, for bringing the world to your table, we can make the actual wrappers. But that needs some practice, and I haven't done that since culinary school, so we didn't want to embark on that today. So for this, we're going to use a half a head of medium head Napa cabbage, a tablespoon of kosher salt, a pound of ground pork, a bunch of rice. Okay, so I can do that. A bunch of cilantro. Oh, I mean, aren't these flavors amazing?
Want the what?
The flavor's amazing in this.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just
Oh,
I'll just do three or four.
Henry's so excited. He's jumping the gun here.
Yes. So
He's
Henry,
but I didn't quite get all the ingredients in. So
you gotta be patient. A
Jen-
lot of mistakes happen in the kitchen if you're not actually a lot of mistakes in everything happen when you rush or you're not patient.
oh, but he's doing a very nice job. You want to show off your skills with
I literally just got how you do it from the back of the box.
Can you show us? Can we see?
Can you show?
Okay.
So sesame oil and soy sauce go into the.
Yeah, so 3 tablespoons of soy sauce and ginger, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil,
Okay.
2 large eggs.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. We're almost there. You want to put the eggs in?
Yeah, sure.
And then you can kind of.
Should I also put this in?
Hold on.
Just Calvin, do you like to make these too? I know they're Henry's absolute favorite.
Do I like to make what?
The dumplings.
Yeah, dumplings are pretty fun. I actually haven't seen them in a while, but I sort of. I mean, I like eating dumplings. I like eating almost anything.
I know, I've seen you eat them. I know you like that. Do you like do you also like the double fried French fries that we make?
French fries taste great.
Especially Abby's.
Yeah,
French
your
fries.
French fries are probably like the best I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
I was thinking we haven't done that lately. Maybe we should do that next weekend.
No, we might have to do. Maybe we should do a steak and frites episode.
Oh yes.
Frites.
I love that idea.
That would be a good episode. Really
Okay,
good
so
episode.
hold on. So we mixed our ingredients, and then, if you don't mind, I think Henry would like a chance to maybe show off his.
I don't mind at all. I think he should.
All right. So hold on, because I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so we can show on how he's doing the wrapping. Okay. Well, that looks fun. No.
That's not how you do it. I just like experimenting with that.
Okay, so we have, so the other thing is that we have wonton wraps because we couldn't quite find the round ones for the dumplings, but they seem to be pretty good.
Wonton wraps are pretty different, I'd say, but
They're different, but are you willing to work with them, Henry?
yes.
Okay.
So this will not. Some of them I'll show you a way to do some wonton wraps, but
you know,
so there's so you want to get a nice little bowl of water, dip a finger in it, and kind of take it along the outside of the outside edges.
yeah.
Then you want to make sure when you put the food in the dumpling, make sure you don't put a lot in.
Okay. Just to
Then it will be different because I have a square wrapper. But then you kind of pinch it on the top and on the sides.
Okay.
If you want to be fancy, you can use your fork. You can use a fork to really seal it.
It's okay.
But-
You just want to make sure you seal
and
it so
then-
it stays nice and tight while you cook it.
This is what they look like when they're.
Oh, that looks great. Now, are you going to steam them, Henry?
So in the past, when Henry's made them with his class, we boiled them in a large pot of water. That's how his teachers have always done it. But I was reading this recipe. I was reading the recipe, and they have you like pan fry it and then steam it. So we are open to possibilities.
So I was thinking, I couldn't remember in culinary school when we made these. I have a steam basket, but not
Nice.
everybody does. So I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, so I don't always use it. But
Yep.
but I think it would. I think they'll come out less waterlogged if you saute them and then add a little bit of the water to the pan.
Yeah. So full
Pan,
confession here. Full confession that when we're in a pinch, but we really want dumplings, we like the Trader Joe's frozen ones.
oh,
Yeah, they're very good, and they have veggie, chicken, and shrimp ones, I think. And the directions for those are you saute them and then steam them with a little bit of water. So the cooking instructions are very similar.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what else is so good? You make this mixture and you just make it burgers out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Burgers would be
Smells
amazing.
amazing. The sesame oil, beautiful. So Henry just did a little variation. This one looks like a wonton kind of.
No, this is how they actually
Oh, okay.
the wontons.
So hold it up. So he did it according to the package directions.
Oh, that looks beautiful. So Henry, are you using a whole wonton wrapper per dumpling?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta wash my hands for a second. Hold on.
I actually.
And then Calvin did one that looks kind of like a kite. That's also
Yeah, I
very
didn't
lovely.
need to. Because I sort of missed the first, but I did one that looks like this.
Yeah.
If you can.
This is,
I tried to do one like this, but it looks a bit different. But I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, here, I'll give you your own mat and you can do some too. Okay.
oh, I gotta. You know what I gotta do? I almost forgot my eggs.
Wait, Henry.
Oh yeah.
Do I do that?
Hold on.
Hold your horses. Yeah. So you want me to get your own water? Yeah, that's okay. You can do whatever you want.
No, because some.
Now, Megan,
Yeah.
It's more.
in the dipping oil, in the dipping, like when you do the soy sauce,
Yep.
thinking we could try one of the red or green oils that were.
Oh yes, from our friends. That would be fabulous.
So our friends at 50 Hertz Food, Megan and I met Jacob when we were in Paris, and his friend owns the company 50 Hertz Foods, which does these amazing Szechuan pepper oils in red and green, and they're super tingly. People love them.
Yeah. And they're used as like an accent, right? An accent oil.
Like not to go like crazy, but they apparently enhance everything, vegetables.
But you add them at the end of cooking, is that right?
Yes. Well, unless you can also marinate with them.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you want that tingly sensation, you do that at the end.
Yeah. And what's the difference between the red and the green?
I think the green is more floral.
Okay. Cool.
A little less intense than the red.
Okay.
The red is probably a little hotter, but it's still not hot.
Yeah. And so you would, for the dipping sauce for the dumplings, like a little soy sauce or tamari, and then like a couple drops of one of the oils.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So Henry, oh, you know what I need? I need a little.
What are you doing?
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, here I go, Henry. I'm going to make my first one. Let me just grab a spoon. Hold on.
You want to make some more, Calvin? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can ours.
I'm going to get Henry a present. There's you know all the scoops that I love scoops.
Oh yeah, I know.
There's actually a dumpling scooper to measure out the meat.
Yeah, I know. We're just doing a spoon, but a scoop would be great.
Well, he deserves that. I mean, he's like the dumpling king, I feel.
Yeah.
So, wait. Yeah.
Now I'm folding it in half.
I just would like to, if you are using wonton wrappers,
Yeah.
after you fold them into the triangle shape, you fold them into this triangle shape, then you kind of fold the ends up. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like no, kind more like this. You can see. But now
You want to leave it like that? Yeah.
You know what? Since I'm so old, Henry, I'm gonna have to. Let me see.
Hold
Wait.
it up again. Hold it up again.
Let me see. Oh yes, I see that. Okay.
put it in.
Yeah, just put it right on there because then we'll cook it from the.
This looks delicious.
I like that, and also tucking them under. It's
Really
like
thing.
putting them. I was thinking that this would be so pretty on a plate. You know, like if I was serving them at a party.
Yeah.
Well, I want to play around with this. This is fun.
I love. Have you ever had those? I know for a while they were super popular. Remember those soup dumplings?
We had it.
Oh yeah. Well, I've never met a dumpling I didn't like.
I'd have to agree with that.
What are soup dumplings?
It was like a little bite of soup inside the dumpling, so it had like broth in it.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was just you had to be ready. If you weren't ready for it, it was.
So, are you gonna make all yours and then freeze them, or are you gonna eat them all?
Eat them all. Hopefully.
You heard it here first. Eat them all.
Yep, I'll eat them.
I think I'm gonna make like a dozen. That's like me, right? I have a lot of food. I got like shrimp.
Yeah. It would also be, yeah, I mean, it would also be fun to freeze some and then you could like make wonton soup down the road or dumpling soup.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's one of our favorite,
But dumplings would be a labor of love, right? I mean, sitting here
yeah,
dumplings would be quite a lot.
yeah. But you were saying, and we saw this too in the Food and Wine, I think because it's the Lunar New Year, they had an issue that talked about dumplings and.
And it's the year of the ox.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the ox. But actually, I think.
You know what, Henry? What would be so fun for your birthday is like a dumpling making party.
Ooh.
Do like different ones.
Yeah.
And there would be French fries.
And French fries. Calvin says maybe there could be French fries too.
Who doesn't like French fries and dumplings?
It sounds like a win-win.
Well, the other thing we could do, Megan, is we could try to fry some of them.
Yeah.
Yes, trend. French fries inside of dumplings.
French fries inside of dumplings. I like your idea too of doing like a dumpling burger.
Yeah. Oh, I think the
Also, with scoopings of a dumpling.
sauteed over like fettuccine would be
Yeah.
not bad.
That's okay.
Easy burgers. You need a little more.
Mommy, show me.
I am making some.
Well, these dumplings are fun to make.
Like a pillow that looks like. All right. I'll try to do more of a traditional one. So the only difference with the dumpling wrappers is they're round.
Right. So just they look different. It just looks a little different. That's all.
No, the way you fold them is different.
Oh, okay.
From what I've experienced, though, the consistency is about the same. But I would not recommend trying to fold like we are with a round wrapper.
Mm.
Well,
I recommend trying to fold fold all the sides and don't do any please don't do anything fancy with the round ones. It never works out well.
with the round ones, you do a pleat, right?
What?
Make a pleat so that they're
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
The dumplings are in school. Okay, I can scooch them over.
you have to practice that. It's not just easy. All right, so I'll get to, what I'll do is I'll do 6. So we can cook them on camera. And then you can cook the rest. This could be a while.
Yeah, and I can cook some of ours while the boys are still making some. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to taste them, Megan.
I agree for sure. We've got another taste tester in the wings too, so.
Yeah,
Can I taste it?
yeah, Richard's the beef taster, and then we have Tana here tonight. So pretty good.
It's a Zoom party.
So yeah, I took
It's a pretty good one.
one that I don't really like. I don't know why. So let me get my stove top again.
So we decided we're gonna pan fry them a little bit and then steam them, right?
I'm gonna put them in a little bit of olive oil, or you could use a little bit of sesame oil.
Okay.
That's a good rule of thumb. You should always use the fat that you used in the recipe.
Okay.
Is this good?
So the olive oil, I think, does make sense. And then I'm just gonna get this pan. You want to make sure that you always get your pan hot.
Okay.
You want to start.
What's the worst it could do if it explodes? It could explode.
It's like the markers when we were young. Oh, sesame oil is so good. So I feel lucky that we're gonna, Megan, what I'm gonna use, instead of adding a little water to the pan, I'm gonna add a little of the chicken stock.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
So if you see online, I'm just coating the pan. And I want to see that oil bubble a little bit. You want to just make
Okay.
So the reason you want your pan to be hot enough is because if it's not, your dumplings are going to stick.
Ah, okay.
That's why you always want it hot enough.
Okay.
Is this good enough? I would say maybe that the triangle dumplings like this are probably the easiest to make. Because all you have to do is you just take one, you scoop your thing in, and then you take one side, bend it over, and then use the fork on the sides. Instead of doing the other steps, you just leave it. So that's pretty much usually the simplest step you can do.
Okay. Henry, do you have something you would like to say as well?
No.
Okay.
What I like to say is, in order to make sure you know that your pan is hot enough too, you can add a little piece of your dumpling filling.
Okay.
So if that sizzles, you should hear a nice sizzle to know that your pan's ready. So I hear a sizzle.
Okay.
Find it a little bit bigger sizzle, but
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
leave that to taste anyways. I have a feeling I might be making little pork meatballs for myself.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Almost like you could do like a little variation on like an Italian wedding soup, but make it with like Asian flavors.
Yeah. Or just make meatballs.
Okay.
Look at this, Jen. Look at this.
Nice.
Right, so you can see what I'm doing. Instead of moving my dumplings, I'm moving the pan.
Okay. I'm just getting ours fired up.
Quick tip is that you would like your balls to be the pieces of meat to be very, very, very small.
Right, don't overstuff them, right? Like
It might seem like you're not putting that much in, but when you fold it, it's actually quite a large amount. Overstuff them and then somehow manage to fold them, then your dumpling could explode in the pan.
And you see, Henry, quickly, I just want to say your dumplings are going to cook a little faster like a wonton, so they're going to look a little bit more like a wonton.
Yeah.
The other thing is you really need to make sure that you steam them though. I'm gonna put my liquid in now because you need to cook that pork.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that for the camera too, because remember that you had filling in there that was not cooked.
Right. That's an excellent point.
And you don't want to put too much liquid in it first because otherwise you'll drown your dumpling, right? Let's see if this tastes so good. So what you can do is you can also, if you happen to have a thermometer.
Did you flip yours over?
I did.
Okay.
So you want your insides at least 160.
Okay.
Why I would use a thermometer. Because I want them to cook between, let your liquid evaporate before you add some more.
Okay. Are you putting a lid on it?
I wasn't just because I forgot that part. It's funny. I usually use my steam basket.
Yeah.
But good point.
That's why I'm here.
Actually, I can do that.
Oh, these are looking good.
Yeah, they're looking yummy, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just temp one. I actually think they might be really yummy with the crunch, like the wrapper.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so I'm gonna take one off. And I'm just gonna cut into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see in the camera that's cooked.
Oh, that looks good.
We'll give half here in the wing.
We're just letting ours steam.
Oh. Oh wow.
Is it good?
Not bad. Oh, so good, so good. I might even make some more.
Might even what?
I will make more. They're so delicious.
Yeah.
Henry, I really think I like them fried and then steamed.
Okay.
Tell me what you think.
Okay.
I can't wait to try them.
Yeah. Are we just finishing
Yes.
up?
Taste testing is one of the best parts of cooking.
Yeah, Richard and Tim should do too.
Right.
We do. We need more. That was Richard.
Okay, so I think we have some. Yeah. They're hot. So we'll let her cool for a minute.
Looks yummy.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Let them cool. And we'll have a little.
Oh. Yeah, Megan, I think the scallions make it amazing too.
Yeah.
What is it? I only know the German word
They're
for
hot. Henry?
the back. How do you call it? Not gonna happen. Yeah. so I will make a few more.
Okay. Want to have one?
Can I do the Jeffrey?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We have our very own Jeffrey here.
Excellent.
Hey, Ina.
Ina.
Can I try one? Can I try one, Ina?
Yeah. Is it hot?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Well, hot. We're good.
Ooh.
Henry?
I'll take my empty plate back. This is what happened at our house. They seem to have been very, very popular.
Oh. Ah.
Wait, can
All right, so just quickly, Megan, just so we can hop off and hang out with our peeps. The with the Moroccan tagine, you can just put the apricots and your chickpeas in.
Okay, and the large cloves of garlic? Or when do those go in?
Oh, I already put the garlic in.
All of it? Okay.
I put all the garlic in, so go ahead. It'll still be flavorful.
Okay.
And then your chickpeas and your apricots for about 10 to 15 minutes before you serve, just so they can get super warm throughout.
Okay.
And that's it. And then
Yum.
when I serve it, I put the couscous on the bottom, then the tagine, and then the a little cilantro on top.
Okay. We have all my stuff ready. We're excited.
Yay!
A fun afternoon. Thanks, Abby.
Thanks, Megan. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, hold on, boys. You want to come say
Yeah. Come say bon appetit.
bon appetit?
Or what would you say in Mandarin?
Yeah.
I forget.
We'll have to research and get back to you.
All right. All right. Well, have a nice night, you guys.
You
Yes,
too.
you too.
Bye.
Keep filled with lots of good food.
Night, everyone. I have some dumplings that have to be eaten.
All right.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetito. Bye.
Bye.